guys, welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, thank you guys for tuning in at the last video. If you guys are watching now, I'm pretty sure you're wanting to know what Nick was talking about in terms of when I lost my engagement ring. So before I start the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned to more content to come. So I ain't gonna do too much talking, just gonna go ahead and jump into it. Yes, I, Cherie Buxton, lost my engagement ring. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I honestly can't remember exactly what month. It was either spring break, which was in April, or it was in the summertime, but we had our nieces with us, Raven and Maya. They come and spend, a week with us on their breaks and our breaks with me and Nick, and we like to show them around and things like that. So they were up there with us. We were in Tuscaloosa at the time, and I was a community director, so we were still living on campus. And I remember we wanted to go to Birmingham and take them laser tagging. And when they come up with us, I'm the type of person that really wants to show them a good time, so that they enjoy, the time that they spend with us. And so I like to go all out, take them shopping, food, all that sorts of thing. So we go to this laser tag, and naturally my hands, they sweat, right? And I remember when Nick first bought the ring, it was too big, so it would slide off and on. And so most of the time I'm conscious of that, and so I take it off wherever we go. But this particular day, I was being a little petty. We ride up to the laser tag place, and Nick goes out to check pricing and things like that. So the girls and I, we stayed in the car. And when Nick was walking into the door, there was this girl that came out. Now, I ain't really the jealous type, for real. But I feel like sometimes females can be a little petty, right? What, babe? Oh, you heard me? Yes. Okay. So, anywho, I feel like sometimes females can be petty, right? And so she was looking at him a certain type of way. And from what I saw, I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep my ring on and show you when I step out the car that that's my man and he with me, he taking, right? So that's what I'll do. I'll be a little petty. I ain't gonna lie. So that was the whole point as to why I didn't take the ring off. Like I said, normally I take it off, but I didn't. So that's just God's way of saying, yeah, you need to stop being petty, basically. So we go in, we have a good time. Kept the ring on, we have a good time. Didn't think nothing of it. And so I remember, though, we went up there probably around lunchtime, and we were planning to come back because we wanted to take the girls to the basketball game, Alabama men's basketball game. And we drove, instead of walking, we drove because by this time it's nighttime. So probably 7 o'clock-ish, 6:30 or 7. So I remember when we got out the car, we were in the parking lot, we got out the car, and I felt like I heard something drop on the ground. So I naturally just got out, looked up underneath the ground, and I didn't see anything. But in the time that I was doing that, I looked at my hand and I realized I didn't have my ring. So first thought, I panicked. I was like, did I even bring the ring when we came back from the laser tag, took a shower? Did I just not put my ring back on, that kind of thing? Didn't think nothing of it, but still, I was like, let me check back, make sure, because like I said, I heard something. Didn't see anything, so I didn't let it worry me or whatever. But I think about a lot of stuff, right? So at this time, my mind is processing, could I have really lost the ring? And if I lost it, where is it? So I was trying to play back everything that had happened that day. When was the last time I remember seeing it? That kind of thing. And nothing was coming to me. So I didn't want to alarm Nick just yet, but I knew I wanted to tell him. I just didn't know how to tell him because I didn't know how he was going to react, so I was a little hesitant. So from the time we walked to the ticket booth, something in me was like, Cherie, you may have lost it at the arcade, or you don't know where you lost it, right? So I was like, let me just go ahead and tell Nick so he would have saw if it wasn't on my finger. So I was like, let me just go tell him. So we were at the ticket booth and I whispered it to him because I didn't want the girls to know. And the only reason I didn't want them to know is I was embarrassed, and I didn't want them to really tell, his mom, his sister, their mom, and, they feel some type of way about me. Truthfully, that's the truth, God honest. So I was trying to hide it at this point. So I whispered to him and I was like, hey babe, I think I lost my ring. And if you know Nick, he's a man, like, he don't really show his emotions. You won't never know what Nick's thinking unless he says what he's thinking. So when I told him, he really didn't say, he had no emotion. I think he may have shook his head, and that was it, really. That was it. And so I didn't know how to take that. So I got a little nervous and was like, oh shoot, this is not good. So we ended up going into the game, and I tried to keep the same positive energy and try to keep it upbeat so the girls wouldn't know what was going on. But at the same time, I'm stressing because I couldn't find my ring. Nick is sitting over here acting like he hates me, which he had a right to be mad. So I'm not worried about that. So I was just stressing. So the whole game was it was off. It was really off. And so when we got back to the room, the whole game I thought about where could my ring be? And I realized it could be at the arcade place. So we get back to the room, and I immediately went in the room, shut the door, and I called the arcade place and asked them like, hey, I came up here earlier and I think I may have lost my ring inside the rooms. And I said, is there a way for you guys to go in and check it? And she was like, no, we can't check it until the end of the night when we're getting ready to close. We do a sweep through, and if we see it, that's the only way we will be able to find it, when we turn all the lights on. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Can I leave my contact information with you? And you guys can call me if you find out anything, basically. And so hung up the phone, and she said, yes, we will. And so she said she'll give me a call back the end of the night after the shift's over. So Nick, like I said, we were in the dorm room. So we were in a 1-bedroom. So the girls and Nick were out in the common area, and I was in the back room. So I go back and out the common area. I was like, Nick, can you come in here? Because again, I'm trying to keep it a secret. And I asked them, well, I didn't ask them. I told them, I was like, hey, I got off the phone with Arcade. They said that they would have to wait till the end of the shift to be able to see if, they see it. So I go take a shower. I'm stressed. He didn't say much. Nick didn't say much. He was like, oh, all right. And kind of just went back out there. So I knew he was angry. I knew he was mad. So I took a shower, came back out, and I had a missed call from the arcade folks. So I called them back, and they basically were like, ma'am, we didn't see it. I'm sorry to hear it. There's nothing much we can do. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And so I asked them, I was like, well, is there a way for me to come up there tomorrow and do a look for myself? And they were like, yeah, you can do it. You have to come in before we open. So I was like, okay. Keep in mind, I have the girls with me, and I'm trying to keep it a secret, basically. And so I told Nick the update of it and kind of just went to sleep, really. There wasn't much I could do at that point. So woke up the next morning, and I want to say Nick had to go back to work. So it was just me and the girls. And I kind of spun it like, hey, y'all, we going back to Birmingham today. What y'all want to do? Let's just go back to Birmingham and, da-da-da. We could do shop around, that kind of thing. They still didn't know what was going on, I don't know. And so we pull up to the arcade, and they're like, oh, we going laser tagging again? I was like, nah, I got to run in here. Nick had something that I needed to go pick up, or, I don't know what I said, but I said like, no, I'm going to go back in. I got to talk to him about something. So I go in, they stayed in the car, and pretty much I did a full sweep of the room with the lights on, and I didn't see anything. So I was frustrated at this point because I couldn't remember where the ring was, where it could have been. And at this point, if it wasn't in the arcade, I had no idea at that point where it could be. So I text Nick and was like, hey, we're here. I didn't see it. And yeah, that was it. I don't even think he responded. And so the girls and I may have done something that day. I don't know. So I'm at this point depressed because I was upset with myself. I was upset that, I was dumb enough to let some girl basically make me not do the responsible thing. I was just upset with myself. And really at this point didn't know where Nick stood on it, the whole situation, what his thoughts were. So I remember that evening when Nick got off work, he came in the room and he was like, Shree, of course I'm mad, I'm angry about it, but I don't want you to keep making yourself upset. We'll find it. It's gonna pop up. I had a dream last night. You found the ring, so let's just stay positive. You're gonna find it, so stop worrying about it. And honestly, I don't know. You have to wait till he come up here to explain his side of what he was thinking, but I think he just was trying to make me feel better. I don't know, but honestly, it made me feel better. And I was kind of happy that he just spoke his own feelings about it. He did say he was mad. I knew he was mad. Thank you for saying that, kind of thing. So, yeah, so then later that evening, he probably got off at 5. I think it was like 9 o'clock maybe. I got a call again from the arcade folks. And they were like, Miss Duncan, I was at Duncan at the time. Miss Duncan, we got some good news and we got some bad news. And I was like, hey, you got some good news. That's all I care about. Like the bad, I can deal with the bad, but what's the good news? So she was like, what you want to know? I said, go ahead and tell me the good news first. And she was like, we found your ring. And I was like doing my dance like, Lord, thank you, Jesus. That's all I cared about at this point. Like I knew what the ring was. The ring is there. And so I was like, okay, well, what's the bad news? And she was like, it's got a lot of scratches on it and things like that. And for me, I was upset about that, but at the same time, why could you be upset? Like I can easily take that to Kay's Jewelers, do them little spin on it, and it's clean, it's good, back to normal. So I was like, cool, don't worry about it. I'm coming tomorrow morning to pick it up first thing in the morning. And she was like, okay, it'll be here waiting for you. So the next day, the girls and I got back in the car and rode back to the place. And I want to say at this point, I told them because it would have been pointless. I don't know. We'll have to ask Raven and Maya, but I want to say I told them because they were like confused at this point why we were back here for the 3rd day in a row, and not going in. So I don't know if they know or not, but yeah. So of course Nick was with me that night when they called back, and so then that same day I think, or that weekend maybe, I went straight to Kay's and gave them the ring and told them that they needed to resize it because again, I told you it was too big for me. And so, yeah, they took my ring, I think for 6 weeks maybe. They took my ring for 6 weeks to do the sizing, to resize it. And that was the longest I was without my ring. And I just was grateful. I was like, I think I may have said, Lord, I thank you about a million gazillion times because I was stressing. I wouldn't have known what to do. I wouldn't have known, I just was scared. I didn't know how Nick was going to react, if we really didn't find it. And I think that was what scared me. I didn't know how he was going to tell his mom because I thought he was going to tell his mom. I don't know. I want to let Nick come up here and explain, his side of it. And if he told somebody, if he didn't, how did they react? I don't know. But I don't even think I told my family. I know I didn't. Because I was embarrassed. So next time you see me, Nick will be sitting up here with me. And yeah, you guys can get his point of view of it. All right. Cool. All right, you guys. Sorry about that. Had to take a second. Say what's up, YouTube. But yeah, so you guys heard my part of the story, and so I wanted to bring Nick in so that he can really tell you guys how he felt. I may ask him a little questions to kind of see what ifs. So yeah, babe, do you remember when I left? Since you wanted to spill some tea on me, he told y'all I lost it. Ain't nobody had to know. Nobody had to know about it. But since you done spilled the tea, what do you have to tell the people about that day?
Well, for the most part, only thing that I really remember is, of course, her losing the ring. I think it was a weekend. I had my nieces up there with me. They're staying with us on campus or whatever. And we were trying to get them something to do. So we went to Birmingham. I think it was Birmingham to go to like a laser tag place or whatever. So we out there. playing like we in war, on our knees. People told us not to run. We running up there, running up the stairs, playing against little kids, getting them out.
Getting mad when they cheating.
And then when it's time to go, I'm not even sure how it came about. That the ring was lost. I think she realized it and started making a little sad face, puppy dog face. And then she finally told me that she lost the ring or whatever. No matter of fact, I think she, if I'm not mistaken, I think she tried to call on the slide, like call places to see where the ring was at, or if she had lost the ring, or
somebody had turned it in.
Yeah, someone else had found the ring
at the ticket booth. That's
but
what it was.
when she finally told me, we was like, let's check the laser tag. Got lost at laser tag. But of course, laser tag is nighttime. Well, not nighttime, but it's dark in there, so it's really no way you're gonna find the ring. So we had the people search for the ring or whatever, and then they finally found it. But yeah, I was upset. I don't know if I showed it or not, but if you know me, the facial expressions that I make, you probably know I was upset.
Basically, his upset is not seeing anything. Like, I'm good, babe.
So she lost the ring. Of course, I'm upset. And then I don't know what I'm about to say. Yeah, so the only thing I was thinking in my head, I'm not saying anything, but I'm like, I don't pay all this money for this ring. If you want to get married, you finna buy your own ring. I'm not about to spend that money for another ring. So of course I ain't say that, but that's what I was thinking in my head. So I don't know if it's that same night that laser tag people called us back and like, hey, we found the ring. The person that was cleaning up, they swept it up and everything. They found the ring and called her back, and the wedding was back on, because before it was off.
It was off, babe?
It was off.
Did you tell anybody?
I don't think nobody know that.
You didn't tell your mama that? Did we tell Raven now?
They had to know.
I don't think they knew, because I remember it happened. I lost it when we went to the basketball game, and I told them we were going back to Birmingham the next day. I had to stop in at the laser place and check, and I personally checked myself, but they stayed in the car. And then I came back.
I went with you, and you had went in by yourself.
Oh.
I think it was raining that day too, because that's why we didn't get out. I don't know.
Something like that, but that's the gist of it. I don't think they knew until we actually found it. Like, we came back the third time.
The reason why she lost it, because of course it was a little too big for her, but she didn't want to get it resized. Like, I want to keep my ring. I don't want to, I didn't want them to take it. If I turn it back in, they're going to have to keep it for a few days. All right, guys, we gotta hold the phone because of Leah, of course, but that's basically the gist of the story. Any other tea you trying to spill for me? I mean, since we're talking about the anniversary and the wedding or whatever, if y'all want to know how we went about getting a ring and how I proposed to her, like this video, comment below. Of course, subscribe, follow, all that, hashtag or whatever. And we'll make a video about me or us telling you how I proposed.
That's a good story. Yep. Touche to what he said. Like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on so that you know when we're going to drop videos. And yeah, we're out. Peace.